Okay, now the next introduction is going to be one of my more pleasurable ones this evening, because Loretta Andrews, who is up here to play the piano and sing for us, has not ceased to amaze me since I first met her, with her ever-broadening personality. She was the most quiet. You see people who just, you sit and have they always smiled and they were always easy to get along with and everything. But I noticed every time somebody was talking, and I think one of the most incredible compliments that you can be paid when you're talking is to have somebody pay attention to you. And Loretta has the ability to look at you and trick you into believing that she's listening to every word you say. And I recognize that first, and as she has come, I think as we've gotten to know her better, and as she's become more active in our church and our group here, it's been neat. And then to see her do what she's getting ready to do for us makes the grandmother of 12 and mother of 3 even more remarkable. Now, Loretta's been singing since she was 7 years old. Her father was a country musician and got her started playing the guitar, mandolin, banjo. She taught herself to play the piano by ear. And you're going to hear some great ear playing tonight, I'm telling you. It's going to be really special. She played in a band called Country Spice in Ohio. Now piano playing is more a hobby than anything else. But she did participate in 2 plays, I think. One called Brigadoon and the other Cheaper by the Dozen. Let me give you this mother of 3 and grandmother of 12 to sing I'll Never Be Free. I tell you what, I met some really wonderful things happening to me in Kansas City. Happened to me after I left there too, but that's because I took what was nice in Kansas City with me. My bride comes from My bride comes from Kansas City, and I asked Loretta to do Kansas City for us. And while they're getting set up for it, I want to share one more little piece of poetry with you. I was sitting in my apartment with Terry one night when the phone, in fact, we were in bed asleep, the phone rang, and the guy I worked for in L.A. been out drinking that night, made me real angry. He calls me about 11:30, 8:30 his time, and he wants to talk. And I didn't want to talk. He made me, I got mad at him, hung up on him. And when I hung up, it was raining. I was sitting there at my desk, and I thought to myself about this sweet lady that was laying in there, and she was just I was going to go in and snuggle up with her, and she was going to make everything okay. But while I was thinking about it, these thoughts came to mind. When anger fills a young man's heart, the clear sky darkens fast. The clouds that drifted near his rage gather in shadows cast. The softness for which he is known can brittle turn and bite. Like lightning shot from far on high, cracks open quiet night. But for cloud burst, a flash left quick, a much disquieted mind. No gentle rains, no soft spring showers, no tenderness will you find. And then as if from nowhere, a beam of light breaks through. To some soft breast his mind returns, his troubles bid adieu. With that, let me give you Kansas City. Okay, we're going to keep this thing in the family for a minute because we're going to ask Dan Andrews to come up here. But I want to tell you a little bit about Dan first, besides the fact that he's also the grandfather of the same 12 grandchildren and the father of the same 3. His greatest claim to fame is that he married Loretta, at which point we were acute enough to make the observation that he has a lot better taste than she does. Now, with the thing you know about a guy like Dan, and as you get to know Dan better, there's some things you appreciate. We did spiritual gifts here at the church, and we studied them all, and Dan scored very highly in martyrdom. Now, Doug was observant enough to bring to our attention that martyrdom is a gift you don't use but once. We are very appreciative of the fact that he hasn't had to use that gift yet. But he's going to do a dramatic reading tonight from one of the great martyrs in literary history. A gentleman who I first heard his name pronounced Don Quixote. Now, if you're from Alabama, and you had an English teacher who called Don Quixote Don Quixote, you'd be real scared for a long, long time. But Dan isn't scared. He's going to do the reading from Man of La Mancha. Don Quixote, Dan has statues and some collected artworks that kind of emulate this gentleman. He's also a big fan of King Arthur, another man who is real strong in martyrdom. And at this point, I'd like to bring Dan up and have him do that for you.
In the late 1500s, Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra wrote a book about a lanky scarecrow of a man with withered face and lantern jaw, who donned his rusty armor and mounted his ramshackle steed, Rocinante. With lance under arm, he still rides through our lives, followed by his pot-bellied squire, Sancho Panza. The ill-sorted pair played a prominent part in the world of our grandparents and parents, and we transmit their message of an impossible dream to our children and grandchildren. The unforgettable pair rubbed shoulders with many other heroes, with the melancholy Ulysses, with Sinbad the Sailor, and Ali Baba and his 40 thieves, with Gulliver and Robinson Crusoe, and with the rest of the never dead, who linger in the hidden crevices of one subconscious mind, ready to be conjured up in moments of reverie. In 1965, this original story was made into a stage play. This play dramatized the greatest characteristic of our hero, Don Quixote, his indomitable spirit, his belief that if the spirit of man will not allow itself to be stifled, his potentialities are unlimited. The part I would like to read to you tonight is entitled The Quest. It sums up Don Quixote's dream or his life. It matters not whether I win or lose, only that I follow the quest. It is his mission of each true knight, his duty, nay, his privilege, to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far. To fight for the right without question or pause. To be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, then my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable stars.
Thank you, Dan. The next two folks that we're going to have join us have been performing for 35 and 25 years respectively. The male vocalist got his first big break when he learned to sing himself to sleep at an early age. And he's been putting people to sleep Lois didn't talk until she was almost 5 years old, so she had to sing for her meals. While in high school, she performed with several choirs. As Providence would have it, they married. Now they're here with us to sing their soul-stirring rendition of I'll Fly Away, which, incidentally, Doug has said would make a good song to be sung at his funeral. Let me give you Doug.